Hi guys, good morning to all. This is Mike Padua and we are back to our latest update for this week of Tuesday to Wednesday, December 2021, 2022. And this is our English version brought to you by Typhoon2000. Well, since our last update, early morning of Sunday, we mentioned that we have a surge of the northeast monsoon and a shear line, and that shear line has dumped unprecedented rainfall across the Bicol region, particularly and especially over Camarines Sur and Naga City. And it looks like that rainfall has topped all rainfall events of 2022 with just a shear line. Okay, it's not a tropical cyclone, it's not a typhoon or bagyo. It's only a shear line. It's a line, it's actually known as a tail end of a cold front, formerly mentioned by Pag-asa in the past, and it's now known as shear line because that's the international standard. It's the extreme end of a frontal system, cold front or stationary front, wherein the cold winds of the northeast monsoon or amihan and the warm winds from the easterlies collides. So that line creates lots of thunderstorms in line passing over a certain area. So prior of that rain event here in Bicol Region, which began Saturday morning, started as on and off rain. And then in the evening, it already began in Camarines Norte or Daet, and then it spread across the Bicol region. So that rainfall started over northern Quezon. Those areas also affected with heavy rainfall and some flooding. So we experienced that same. Actually, it's much worse. The rain topped 400 plus millimeters in a span of 3 days. Okay, so here's the latest graph set that we created this afternoon. The shear line is still there. At the time that we created this graph set, it's still raining moderate to heavy across Camarines Sur and parts of Bicol region. And because of the convergence of the northeast monsoon and the easterlies, so warm easterlies affecting eastern sections of Samar and eastern Leyte, and the cold northeast monsoon is affecting Luzon. Okay, so some areas of northern and central Luzon are experiencing gusty winds of up to 50 kph, while gusty winds of up to 70 or 80 kph over the coastal waters of Luzon. So the winds over Bicol region, particularly here in Camarines Sur, has died down because the northeast monsoon started to weaken, and the warm easterlies has become stronger as it affects eastern Visayas area. And we have another weather system that formed within the surface trough. This is now a low pressure area. It's not a moderate or a strong LPA, just a minimal LPA. It's not even a shallow. It's called 93W, and a trough will also bring thunderstorms, cloudy skies across Mindanao, including the offshore areas of Bangsamoro and Borneo. And based on the forecast models, it will just linger here for the next 5 days because it will interact with another surge of the northeast monsoon expected this coming December 22 up to December 26, and again a new shear line because of another frontal system that will form here in the next couple of days, and that frontal system will create another shear line and will affect the Bicol region, but only for 1 day, and it will move and concentrate over eastern Visayas and Surigao provinces beginning Noche Buena 24 or on Christmas Day until 26 or 27. So watch out, guys. People living along eastern Visayas and northeastern Mindanao, prepare for the shear line to visit your area on Christmas Day or Noche Buena until December 26 to 27. So prepare your disaster planning, okay, when it comes to the floods that could be generated by this approaching shear line come December or come Christmas Day. So please take all necessary precautions. Now here in the Bicol region, it looks like the rain has stopped. There are still some showers, light rain, that we are experiencing in some parts of the Bicol region, but it looks like today, Tuesday, December 20 and 21 through 22, we'll be having some slight improvement of the weather. Mostly cloudy for the next 3 days, but the rainfall is no longer what we've experienced during the past 2 days, okay? So it will just be an on and off, or even during the afternoon or evening, and not much anymore. But on December 23, there will be another shear line, so we are going to observe that, and we are going to monitor before the approach of that shear line if it will dwell again across the Bicol region. But it will just pass for a span of 12 to 24 hours before it will stationary over Eastern Visayas come Christmas time. So take all necessary precautions. Now here's the rainfall data from our volunteer weather stations of Typhoon2000. I personally thank all the volunteers of putting up these weather stations all over the Bicol region. Thank you guys for supporting our advocacy so that we are always be prepared when it comes to this kind of event, okay? So for the past 3 days since December 17, this is the rainstorm event. When you say rainstorm event, it's the rainfall brought about by a certain system. So we have a shear line here. So in millimeters, these are the rains since Saturday. So it began at 4.1 example here in our headquarters, T2K in San Felipe, Naga City. It's 4.1, December 17. Then during the early morning of December 18, Sunday, it began to pick up 171.7, and it reached a high of 268.2 yesterday, December 19, Monday, with a total of 444 millimeters rainfall. This is the highest so far during the past 10 years here in Naga City. And also the second one is the highest is in Liboton, Naga City. So these areas are located near Calawag in Naga City, where much of the area has been inundated by floods, okay? So it is a common place where during heavy rainfall for 1 to 2 days, floods affects this barangay here in Naga City. So let's hope drainage will be. Let's hope this problem will be fixed in the near future. And so here's the rainfall in various portions of the Bicol region. The least rainfall here in Bicol is over the Legazpi City, but it's still quite heavy. Look at this. It reached 122.89 millimeters, almost 100 millimeters for yesterday, December 19. So there you go. These are the summary of all the rainfall accumulation all over the Bicol region. Calabanga, Camarines Sur also reached a high of 402 millimeters in span of 3 days, and these are flood-threatening rainfall. That's why most of the flooding occurred over at Camarines Sur, particularly over the 3rd District, okay, Naga, Magarao, Bumbon, Kanakman, Kamaligan. So these are close to these barangays that I've mentioned, okay? So we all know that rainfall reaching more than 100 millimeters are already susceptible with possible flooding in low-lying areas. What more if we reach 268 is the highest. The last heavy flooding in Naga City occurred happened way back in 1998 during the passage of a slow-moving super typhoon named Loleng or Babs, and then it generated 500 millimeters of 24-hour rainfall recorded at Pag-asa Kamaligan flood forecasting. That was in 1998. It's a long time ago. That's 3 decades ago. But just take note of that rainfall. So let's all be prepared when it comes to this kind of situation. There's another shear line approaching this 22, 23, or 24, likely on the 23rd. So we expect another round of rainfall, maybe, since it's gonna move towards summer later. So the rainfall might only be around 100 millimeters. So we are going to monitor that kind of weather system. Okay, since this is seldom happening during this time of the year, but due to moderate La Nina, that's the reason why the rainfall is too much. Okay, actually the forecast models only predicts 150 to 100 millimeters of rainfall for the 3-day span, but look, it reached a high of 400 millimeters. Okay, so there you go. That's the latest from our different Davis weather stations scattered all across the Bicol region. And again, I would like to thank our volunteers, our partners, for supporting my advocacy in helping the Bicolanos, not only Bicolanos, but all the Filipinos across the Philippine Islands. Okay, so there you go. Here's the fast animation. As you can see, the long line of the shear line from a frontal system over Kamchatka Peninsula is generating this shear line over the Bicol region, but for the past few hours the rainfall has stopped and it started to move more to the north. And we have a strengthening of the easterlies here, and we have a low pressure area here, quasi stationary, and doing some troughing over Mindanao. Okay, and then for the next 3 days, another surge of the northeast monsoon will begin to affect Luzon again, Bicol region down to the Visayas. So please take all necessary precautions, guys. Here's the zoom in satellite animation from windy.com. There you go. There is still some isolated showers, but the continuous rainfall since this morning, or since yesterday morning, I mean, has stopped. And just very light rainfall right now here in Naga City. Although in Catanduanes there is still some rainfall, but it's gonna be an on and off affair. The winds is now blowing from the east. Maybe the shear line started to transfer here, so we will be having some shifting of the winds. So this is the easterlies going like that, and the northeast monsoon is somewhere here. And for the next few days, another shear line will form here, and then the northeast monsoon is gonna be more intense, pushing that shear line over to eastern Visayas or here over northeastern Mindanao come Christmas time until December 26th. And the northeast monsoon will dig down further, affecting the Bicol region with much cooler winds, okay, 40 to 50 kph come Noche Buena until Christmas time. There will be some very light rain, okay, and drizzles associated with the northeast monsoon. This is an example of the let me show it to you. So these are very thin nimbus stratus clouds creating some drizzles, snow like rain, okay, very small, okay. So that will be the scenario of a Bicol region come Christmas time. Let's hope and pray that the shear line, it will not be deep, or I mean it will not be thicker, that will create rainfall, massive rainfall again across the Bicol region. What I'm worried about are the people here over eastern Samar, eastern Visayas, Leyte, and northeastern Mindanao, Caraga, Siargao, Dinagat, Surigao. Please take all necessary precautions this coming Christmas time, because the shear line is bound to your area. Again, please consult with your disaster officials when it comes to possible flooding and landslides in your respective towns and municipalities, cities. Okay, so this is now the wind forecast from the European model. Let me transfer my small video here. It's funny, so we okay, so Tuesday yeah, Tuesday morning, here's now the northeast monsoon. The shear line is somewhere here. Then in the afternoon, the northeast monsoon will start to die down. It will just be concentrated here over extreme northern Luzon. While the shear line is starting to die down, we have a slight easterlies. Okay, still some showers expected, mostly cloudy skies, but no longer that continuous rainfall. And on Wednesday, same scenario. There could be some sunshine in the morning and possible rain showers in the afternoon. And there you go. December 22, we have another surge of the northeast monsoon from the West Philippine Sea moving towards Luzon. Thursday afternoon, December 22, it will affect Camarines Norte already, and another shear line will form here. It will affect us until December 23. Then it will move downwards towards eastern Samar, eastern Leyte, and northeastern Mindanao come December 24 and 25. So these are cool winds from the northeast monsoon affecting Bicol, Luzon, and the Visayas. Okay, and let us give you now the rainfall accumulation forecast. I mean the daily rainfall until December 28, just to let you know what will be the effect. So right now, there you go, the shear line is starting to weaken. This afternoon, it will weaken further. The clouds will decrease, but there is still rainfall over eastern Visayas. Wednesday, likely sunshine will appear across Bicol Region. Easterlies still affecting eastern Visayas. Wednesday afternoon, there you go, slightly improving weather. But on Thursday, there will be another surge, especially in the afternoon, December 22, of the northeast monsoon affecting Camarines Norte, and the shear line is again developing here. Because on the 23rd of morning, in the morning of December 23, here we go, another shear line affecting Bicol Region. Let's hope it's just less rainfall compared to the rainfall that we've experienced for the past 2 days. Okay, then Friday evening it will go down to Albay Sorsogon area and Masbate. Friday evening, and Saturday Noche Buena, it will now be in the vicinity of Samar provinces and Leyte come Noche Buena time, Saturday evening. But over Bicol and Luzon, it will be a strong northeasterly monsoonal flow. Sunday, it will be moving more south towards eastern Bohol and northern portions of Caraga, like Dinagat, Siargao, and the Surigao provinces. 26, it will move more to the south over Surigao provinces, also affecting Zamboanga del Norte. 27, the shear line will remain quasi-stationary over Surigao and southern Leyte, so watch out for some floods. Okay, since we are on La Nina, the rainfall is doubled. Wednesday morning, and now it looks like it will be going up once again. We have here a shallow LPA or an LPA 93W, or maybe another one. 28th of December, Wednesday, it will move back towards northern Samar. Evening of December 28th, it will again affect Sorsogon and Albay and Catanduanes. Not yet over Camarines provinces. So we have another return of the north of the shear line come December 28. However, changes can still happen, so watch out for our next video analysis, particularly on Wednesday and Friday, for you to be updated all the time. So again, let's hope and pray that this will be the end of that rainfall that we experienced since Saturday or Sunday, and we hope and pray that the next shear line is not much. And we pray to our kababayans over Samar, Leyte, and Surigao that the shear line will not bring lots of rainfall. But since we are on a La Nina condition, it's better to be prepared against flooding and landslides. So, see you again on Wednesday. This is Mike Padua reporting. Stay safe always. Be #weatherwiser. Let's all pray hard that the rainfall is not much. And thank you so much for watching our channel.